Hey guys, DJ Bloody Flame here. I just want to take a moment to say a few things about why I make music and photography and why I try to improve every day. So back in my sophomore year and junior year of high school, I was exposed to a lot of personal drama from a certain friend that I had, and things just kept piling up more and more till my body couldn't take it anymore, and it weakened its immunity to the point where I got very sick, and I needed to come up with a distraction from everything that was going on. So my whole life, I always enjoyed music. I always enjoyed listening to it. I always enjoyed dancing to it. I've taken, I've done a lot of things associated with music in my life. I used to own a drum set and a multi-instrument electric piano when I was a kid, and at the age of 14, I was exposed to the electronic world. I mean, I would say that I listened to electronic when I listened to Moby, but I would say that I was more into it, in depth to it, when I started hearing Daft Punk. And I became inspired by the sound of their song Human After All, in which both of an inspiration as the sound that they were making and the message that they were trying to speak with that song. And of course I go ahead and buy it in my local bookstore. I buy the album and I buy the album and I listen to it more and more, and I thought, why don't I try to copy that sound that they're doing? Why don't I try to, because they were such an inspiration for my music of today. So I just thought, so in 2016, after I've been taking lessons since 2014, for 2 years, I made my first song, and it was called Super Mario Forever, which I didn't think sounded very good, and it was based off of the video game franchise. And I didn't release it until 2017, when I first created my SoundCloud account. The name DJ Bloody Flame I came up with back in 2014, and I've had that name, and I've been still, trying to make music on GarageBand for years before I created my SoundCloud account. And I came up with DJ Bloody Flame as more of an analogy of what I've been through in high school, and also as an analogy to describe how strong my passion has gotten with music. And I stuck with it, and I stuck with it for a while, and then I used that name on my SoundCloud account in late 2017. So I came up with the name because I also wanted it to stand as a symbol for that, and also as a message to be spread. I wanted to spread a message to both everyone and to myself, and stand out amongst other musicians, because I just I wanted to always make something of myself. And I also put an outfit together for myself to signify who I am and to reference the decade that I was born in, and to stand myself out as the musician that I wanted to and continue to want to become. And it wasn't until 2019 that I distributed my music on other platforms, while I was still making stuff just specifically for SoundCloud. And by then I called them SoundCloud only stuff, because it would only be on SoundCloud while I have music that goes everywhere else. And like when I think of music and photography, I think of like it more than just an art. I think of it like as a lifestyle, as a culture. And it's something that I never want to break out of. It's a passion of mine that I hold deep in my heart that I never ever want to give up on, because it's my dream that I'm trying to reach. It's a dream. It's a very strong dream, and I believe that I can make it some other way if I just keep trying, And I've been posting my music on social media for a long time after that, because I've always wanted, after I put on SoundCloud and distributed, because I wanted people outside of SoundCloud to hear it so I can grow a fan base. And, the photography thing came about when I started to create my own album covers. Before that, I would just take a photo of myself and put it as the cover. But then I started to, do some creative stuff with it. And then I thought, why don't I also do this as well? And then I started to use apps like PhotoLeap or PixArt. And, I went from there. I started releasing that. I started using some stuff on album covers on everywhere else, profile photos on Facebook, just anything you name it. And honestly, that kind of started around the same time that I was still trying to, make it big. And, well, I'm still trying to make it big, but like, I was doing that simultaneously around the time that I was just doing SoundCloud. And when I released the SoundCloud only Black Tears in 2018, I had a different sound that I thought was very catchy that I used. And I thought, why don't I use that sound everywhere else? And so I started experimenting with all the sounds of GarageBand and Logic, and sooner or know it, I started to just wing it. And like I said, I don't read music, but I play what I hear, and if it sounds good to me, I put it down. It's sort of like I grew up with I grew up with a family of musicians. My dad was in a private band. He was a drummer. It's called the Footnotes. And my late grandfather was a bassist. He has a bass. He had his bass at his house, and an upright bass. And my uncle is a composer. He's a pianist, and started to. So it kind of runs in the family with music, and all I'm saying is that, these sounds and this photography, I always want to do my best, and I will never let this down. And in a way, I kind of thank the drama that happened, because I would have never found this outlet, and, I'm going to continue to do what I love.